What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mike from Seattle. Today I'm doing a video on Coffeezilla, this freaking hero of the people who has been taking the internet by storm. I'm watching his channel grow a ton, literally like every single day, and this guy is out here doing an honest day's work all day, every day. What he does is specifically find the people that you see at the beginning of every real estate, finance, or self-help video that you watch on YouTube. You know the guys who are like, hey, if you give me 45 seconds, I'm going to show you how you can become a millionaire with absolutely zero work, part-time from home, and all you have to do is join my free live pre-recorded seminar. Those guys that are on literally every Graham Stephan or Meet Kevin or Grant Cardone video that you can possibly find, and then every 3 minutes in the video. So what Coffeezilla does is he finds them, and he brings them to justice. He is literally the internet's police, and he's inspired me to take some of these people out as well. But, he let me down. So what he did was a 2-hour debate with a guy named John Crestani, one of these guys who lands a helicopter, walks out, smacks some chick in a bikini's butt, and says, hey, you want to live a lifestyle like this, loser? Then you should probably take my course and become an affiliate marketer, a wholesaler, and all the other ridiculous jobs out there that apparently can make you all of this money with little to no effort. He's debating this guy, and Coffee, you need to work on your debate skills, my guy. You were doing such a great job, but you focus on the wrong thing. So here's my critique on your debate. Now, I'm not gonna watch the full 2-hour thing. I watched about maybe 10 minutes of it, and I stop and give some commentary. So if you think I'm right, leave a comment down below. If you think I suck, leave a comment down below. And remember, I appreciate dislikes and unsubs way more than I like being appreciated. So please interact with this video, guys, so I can be a sellout, make a bunch of money, and retire it.
So of course, if people should get refunds if they are not getting what they were promised. But these courses, a lot of them, you know, mine included, we are showing people how to make money. In your argument, you're saying that you should get a refund on universities because universities say, oh, you'll get paid more. You know, there's some study 50 years ago that says you will get a higher paycheck. So the fact that I went to university for 4 years, does that mean that, you know, and I didn't get a job, the only job I got out of college was like cold calling. Does that mean I should get a refund on university because I didn't get the intended results? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so before Coffeezilla answers here, I'm going to go ahead and frame this up just a little bit more. So what they're arguing about right now is, should fake gurus have to have a refund policy? Because most of them don't, or if they do, they're incredibly hard to exercise. John Crestani's trying to make the point that colleges offer education, and he, as a fake guru, or as he would put it, a real guru, a guru, he offers an education. Colleges offer education, and he offers education. Some people who go to college don't end up with a degree. Some people drop out. Some people get a degree that doesn't help them make more money. Should the college then have to refund that person their money? And if the college doesn't, why should he be held to a different standard when he is also similarly offering an education that's different than college? And people can argue the differences and the merits of that or whatever to the freaking cows come home. The point is, you've got two different products offered by two different entities, and if one of them has to play by certain rules where they don't have to offer a refund, why should he be any different? That is the debate that Crestani is trying to frame right here. Let's listen to Coffeezilla's response.
So here's what I think. All right, when you go to university, their pitch, their advertising pitch is pretty clear. I mean, I'm not for for-profit colleges. I'm going to put to the side. We're talking about like mainstream, you know, like a university education.
What's the pitch in your mind?
A state university, like a state university. They say, come here to get I'll take myself a chemical engineering education, right? That's what they told me I would get, and I got a chemical engineering education. Now, how I separate that from what gurus are saying is, we'll take you, because you're on the call, so why not? You, John Crestani, are saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, like part of your thing is saying I'm going to teach you affiliate advertising, but a main part of the pitch is you're going to make money. Whereas a college doesn't necessarily do that. They'll have like average income claims, which I think are totally fair to put up. But they won't put like testimony, like they won't say like their main pitch won't be you're going to be rich.
Okay, I completely disagree with Coffeezilla here. And my guy, I hate to do it because I love your videos and I watch like almost everything that you produce. And I don't know what happened today. Maybe you accidentally had decaf instead of regular. But of course colleges represent themselves as the key to building wealth and the key to being successful, right? You go to college to get a better job. Well, what is a better job if not a better paying job? The entire purpose of going to college is specifically to make more money than other people. So this seems like a very odd argument for him to make. Now, if he wanted to make the argument, which he'll kind of make later, but not super well. Again, my problem with Coffeezilla is not necessarily that what he's saying is wrong. It's that in a debate, he's not debating and using debate tactics properly. He's arguing over the wrong thing instead of hammering down on a specific detail to beat John Crestani in this particular debate.
You're going to do all this.
So
Look at me,
you're saying kids are deciding to go to school for 4 years to learn. It's just because all of these people are really interested in educating themselves at 18 years old.
No, I would say that's what the representation the university is making of what you're going to get out of it. And they will put on the thing like who's getting jobs, who's not. They're very transparent about how their students are doing after they've gone to college, right? Like they're not hiding the fact that some of their students failed. They'll say that. Everything is like average, what our average student is making. And I think that's a fair way to show a business opportunity. But what...
Okay, I disagree here. I don't think that the colleges are openly transparent. Now, you may be able to go and request the information and go onto their website and try to find their actual graduation numbers and rates and statistics and what people are making and how many people are dropping out, but that is not what they choose to use in their marketing. College has an advantage here that from the time you are a small child in kindergarten, you are being targeted and told by your teacher who had to go to college to be your teacher. You're being told that college is the way to be successful. Not a blue-collar job, not the military, not becoming a chef, not becoming a plumber or an electrician or a carpenter or a police officer or a firefighter. Maybe, every now and then we throw those other categories of work a bone and say that they're essential workers in the middle of this 2020 crisis. But that's still not the type of work that you want. You want a white-collar job. You want a chemical engineering job. And I'm not banging on Coffeezilla here. Good for him. He's clearly a very smart guy. But college is successful for people who get chemical engineering degrees or law degrees or a doctor's, to become a doctor, not just a doctorate. But there is a huge amount of people who go not knowing what they want to be, and they spend 4 years going into tons of debt to get a degree in communications, liberal arts, art history major, political science, creative writing, degrees that are not marketable and will get you a job, signing the back of somebody's Starbucks cup with their name after you take their order.
What gurus do and what a lot of these internet courses are doing is they're pitching a dream. They're saying like...
So does college.
I pulled up some copy from... I'mJetSet.com. Okay, so this is the start of I'mJetSet.com. If you guys don't know, that's John Crestani's page, right? So let me pull it up.
Okay, quick aside real quick. If you actually watch the full 2-hour debate, which I will not make you do here and give my commentary on it. I'm only commentating on like it's like a 10-minute segment. But one of his tells when he's uncomfortable and when he feels threatened is he's going to change his body language from being leaning forward and actively engaged to leaning back with more of a defensive posture. He always hits the vape and he'll even go ooh and make that sarcastic thing. It's actually really common with interview tactics, interrogation interviews that are used by police, mirroring that body language, watching their body language switch from this to a defensive posture. Very interesting. So clearly my guy down here, Mr. Floppy Hair Crestani, definitely has a little sun to hide.
This is if you pull it up on mobile, I believe this is what you'll show. I'm going to show this to the YouTube people. I don't know if you guys have the live stream up. Okay, so this is discover my simple, watch this special limited time video. Discover my simple 3-step blueprint for creating a $2,500 online income stream without any experience, tech skills, a product, or audience. And then below that it says, start designing the life of your dreams by earning $10,000 extra per month with just 4 hours of work a week. You can do this completely on the side.
Okay, so now this is what Coffeezilla should be hammering over and over again, and putting John Crestani under his thumb and not letting him slip out like nailing Jello to a wall, slip out into the cracks of different areas of the debate. The main contention that Coffeezilla has, but he's just not good at sticking to it, is your advertising is wrong. It's misleading. And they're going to talk about all these different things, but in the end, what he needs to hammer down on is how many of your students actually see $10,000 a week working 4 hours a week. How many of your students see that? Because John Crestani is going to say, well, college doesn't satisfy everyone that goes there, so they don't have to do a refund, or a college course doesn't always give you everything that they promised. You're right. But is the success rate that college delivers on its promises less than or more than what he is doing, right? Do 60% of people get what they were promised from college? Or do 6% of people get what they were promised from college? Or do 1% of it? Because this is the debate. Not is your online education valid? Online education is valid. Colleges have online education. Not is should you be doing a refund for online education because someone didn't get what they want? That's not the question that should be being asked. It's you are totally misrepresenting the actual amount of your students that will really be able to make those numbers. What is that number of students? Is it 1 out of every 100? Is it 10 out of every 100? Is it 1 out of every 1,000? Because if that number is super, super low, and then you try to compare yourself to offering a similar product that college does, when the college numbers are so much higher, that's what you can attack and say it's dishonest advertising and it needs to be changed because you are giving people completely false expectations. And Coffeezilla does make this point in a roundabout way, gets scatterbrained a little bit, which of course in an actual debate it is harder to stay on topic. So, that being said, I've still got a bone to pick with Coffeezilla because he certainly defends some stuff I disagree with here in a few minutes.
Okay. Okay. That to me is ridiculous. I don't think that's a fair representation of what you're actually offering. You're offering an intro course into affiliate marketing. That is not earning $10,000 extra a month with 4 hours a week completely on the side. Like those two things are completely different. So that's my thought. Is college is different in the way it represents its income opportunity. And by the way, you can get refunds from college when you start them out. They do have refunds.
I do not know what refund policy he's talking about. That is not something that I've ever heard of. Maybe some loan-free college out there offers this, but no. When you give your money to a college and you graduate and you don't get a good job, you don't get to just say, "Here's my degree back. I want my 80K." That's definitely not how it works.
So my point is, and you come from an educated background, and I know you have a great deal of respect for the education industry. Mm-hmm. You know what? If you're bashing gurus, you're bashing the education industry. You're not just because
absolutely
that's
not. All right, hold on. Let's talk about that. Why would you say that?
Why would you say that, Stephen?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
How can you be congruent with yourself doing that?
Because colleges aren't promising. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Whereas I would argue the way most people view courses, it's a long-term get-rich-quick scheme. It's a earn $70,000 to $80,000 a year, put your money away in a Roth IRA. It's the 9-to-5 that everyone loves to hate on. The 9-to-5 that actually works. You know what I mean?
Now, coffee, real quick.
Okay. No, the 9-to-5 does not work. The 9-to-5 is a recipe for a mediocre lifestyle at the bottom, maybe middle portion of the middle class living, just barely better than paycheck to paycheck, and hopefully, if you're lucky, you save enough in retirement that when you retire, you don't run out of money before you die and become a financial burden on your children. I mean, the 9-to-5 lifestyle is not successful. It used to be much better. Pensions existed. People could live in their retirement and be taken care of and have a better lifestyle. That is not how it is anymore, even if you invest in a 401k. Now, where I disagree with John Crestani is I don't think that the solution to it is to become an extremely rich, rags to riches story with 4 hours of work a week, and somehow you're going to develop this new skill that's going to make you a millionaire. No. What people want, what I want, and the entire basis of my channel is teaching people how to get financial freedom, which is defined as doing what you want, where you want, when you want, with who you want. The way you get there, I'm sorry, I really don't think it's going to be done with a fake guru teaching you, selling you some sort of $997 course to make all of this money and barely work. No. The way that I do it is I'm working my freaking butt off. Instead of working 40 hours a week, I work 80 hours a week. And I take all that extra money and I invest it into rental properties that bring me cash flow each month. And then with that cash flow, I buy more rental properties until eventually I have enough to completely replace my income, hopefully double or triple my income, and I'll be able to retire on just the income of my rental properties. But it's not going to take me 4 hours a week. It's going to take me 80 hours a week for 10 years. And then at 35, I'll be out of the game and retired. That is a much more realistic method of beating the 9-to-5 W-2 job that everyone loves to hate on, because it should be hated on. It is not going to be successful, and I fear that the large majority of those jobs will be automated away or disappear altogether. I mean, who knows?
Real quick here, because I think one of the points that's really important here to keep in mind, John, you mentioned earlier, you asked the chat, hey, why are you going to college?
Yeah.
And I'm reading the chat here that says basically one of two things, money or a job. And I think one of John's main points here is that a lot of people that go to college, they don't necessarily end up with a higher paying job. So should they get a refund? And isn't that kind of the same as the person that goes in and takes a course and doesn't get a refund?
I want to reframe like this refund thing. It goes back to what it was advertised about. John is arguing that the actual connotation among society is that it makes you more money, because there have been studies done that show that it does. Like empirically, it will on average make you more money than if including debt, including interest, including all that stuff, the time, opportunity cost, it will make you more money. But the actual objective representation college makes to you is not that, oh, we're guaranteeing you a job.
I disagree. That is it's almost exactly what they represent to you. You'll make more money and you'll have a career. You don't want a job, you want a career. That is exactly what college advertises to you. And that's the reason why they do the studies, suggesting that if you come there, you'll make more money. He defeats his own. Coffee, decaf today. I don't know what's going on, man, but come on, my guy, you're proving yourself wrong. Yes, these studies are done to show you'll make more money. That's the reason you should come here, to make more money with a better career instead of just a job. That is exactly how they advertise. And they get you starting at the freaking age of kindergarten.
We're gonna make sure that you get $10,000 a month.
Have
That's not their advertising copy.
Have you seen my order form copy?
Your order form of like the earnings disclaimer and stuff
like that. The objective representation you're making is not that you're not guaranteeing money. On the order form, when people check out at the end of my funnel,
sure,
and and on our sales page, it says this is what you will get. We don't say pay me $50 and I'm going to give you $100. We never say that. You know, that
of course
everything
not.
around it.
Okay, this is a classic debate tactic right here. It's called the straw man argument, right? Coffeezilla made a point. He finally said, I want to reframe this as the advertising is wrong. Your advertising is bad. And John Crestani knows his advertising is bad. So instead of acknowledging that the advertising that he's using is misleading, he's going to develop a cartoonish response and say, well, it's not like we said, if you just give us money, I'm going to Venmo you double your money back. No. Coffeezilla never said that's what you said. No one is saying that's what you said. What they're saying is that the over-sensationalized claims of $10,000 a month for only 4 hours of work a week with no prior experience needed is an over-sensationalized statement and highly unlikely to be achievable. No one is saying that you, John Crestani, put on your advertisement, give me $50 and I'll give you $500 back. I mean, you're not selling Bitcoin in my Instagram DMs, right?
Marketing. And what I'm saying is colleges have created this allure of marketing with studies they themselves paid for or conducted.
True.
Saying that.
Is that true? Are you actually saying that they paid for studies themselves to basically hype up their own?
Yes, Coffee, you are an extremely smart guy. Of course that's what colleges do. That's what all businesses do. That's why it's so frustrating as a consumer when you're like, yeah, are eggs actually good for me, or are they full of too many fats? Well, okay, I've read this study right here that says eggs are the healthiest thing you can eat. And who promoted this? The Farmers Association of America, more specifically the Poultry Farmers Association of America. Well, I'm sure that's a completely non-biased study. I mean, he quoted it himself. They do these studies that show college and education will show that you make more money. Yes, these colleges and all these big businesses fund studies that are conducted at and by the universities to prove whatever it is they want proved or want disproved. It's very hard to find a truly unbiased study. It's one of the downfalls of capitalism, I suppose. The upside is we have all of these scientists and all of this money and all of this stuff, and the downside is that it corrupts things so that people can get what they want.
It's like you are making
that
at
was
the
a good
top
one.
at
That was
the
a good
top
one,
of the
Coffee.
website, right? At the top of the website, you're saying, let me pull it up again because it's crazy. Because I was like, oh wow, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let me pull it up for chat again. Start designing the life of your dreams by earning $10,000 extra per month with just 4 hours of work a week. You can do this completely on the side. That is like, you're basically saying, I mean, you're not saying it, but even I believe the Federal Trade Commission has something, or has something about like an implied income. But what I'm saying though is that's an implied business income. And while there is a disclaimer on your webpage, even on that site that I was showing, where it says in tiny letters, almost invisible, like even the text is not black, it's like gray against a white background. You know, Pendragon Labs LLC makes no income opportunity like representations, blah, blah, blah. It's up to your hard work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Where are we going with this? I'm getting bored.
The point.
Okay, so right there, he's literally he's conceding the point, right? The debate that Coffee should be hammering over and over again, and this is where Coffeezilla wins this portion. Okay, he's still lost in my heart because he's defending college, which is a total waste of time. But he's winning this debate right here, and John Crestani just gave up and hardcore was. Your advertising is false. Here's proof your advertising is false. Here's a sensationalized claim. Here's another sensationalized claim. And then down at the bottom in fine print that you try to make almost invisible for anyone to see, you say, oh, actually, we're not responsible for these sensationalized claims. And what does John Crestani say? Where are we going with this? I'm kind of bored. Where's my vape? Where's my protein drink? Like, yes, Coffee, this is how you kick his butt in the debate. You're doing God's work, Annan.
Point is that you are implying that you are going to give money, and I'm differentiating that from college, where college does not guarantee you're going to make money. Therefore, it applies especially to gurus who say like, oh, you're going to make a ton of money, and they get in there, they're not making the money. They should get a refund because you're not giving them what you're saying you're giving them, what you're implying you're giving them.
So I mean, we both agree that you know, that if somebody doesn't get the product they want, they should get a refund. I'm sorry you came on my website and you like looked at the order form and you thought that, you know, when you gave me $1,000 that, you know, I was, you know,
Straw man again.
Text and be like, yo, bro, what's your Venmo? Like, let me send you 10,000 this month.
Right. So like, because that's what you're saying is that with this simple blueprint, you're going to get this much money.
I'm going to teach people how to start a business, which can make them a large amount of money. Yes. And that what I'm delivering though, let's break it down. If you go to my order form, you see I am delivering an online education. Okay. There's a lot of marketing around it, just like there's a lot of marketing around selling college education, which costs 100 times more.
True.
But in either event, I am delivering what I'm saying. And
he said, I am delivering what I am saying. True, yes. On his order form, he's saying, I will deliver you these videos explaining this system. He is not delivering what he is advertising, which is the income and the lifestyle. Literally pulled straight from that advertisement we looked at earlier.
You got a chemical engineering education. The idea was you'd make more money, you know? So if you can't speak against gurus without speaking against the entire education system, and I think that's just awful. And what's crazy is that there's so many people trying to make a living right now, and you're keeping them stuck in this cycle of debt by dissuading joining.
Okay. All right. Calm down, John. Let me jump in here, okay? This is my channel. No, just kidding.
Sorry. Don't ban me or mute me from.
No, I won't. But I have to jump in here because you've said a lot of points, and I'd like to address them before we go on. If you're saying I'm against college, I'm definitely not. When I talk about gurus, you'll notice that most of the time I'm not talking about the education within their program.
We established that most people go to college to make more money, yet most people, a large majority of people, don't get higher paying than average
This isn't true. This is not true.
Is
Like
that not true?
what you said
Most
is that the
people end up in
studies.
debt after college.
No, I.
Okay, two things can be true at once. Most people do end up in debt after college, but most people do long term end up with better paying jobs. And then a third point, Coffeezilla says that he usually doesn't complain. His bone to pick with the online gurus is not what they're teaching in their course, it's how they're false advertised. That's not true, because I watched a debate where he went after Caleb Maddox extremely hard, saying, hey, in your course you say that the YTA, the YouTube automation method, is the biggest opportunity of our lifetime, or the biggest opportunity of our generation. And he hammered him over and over again, saying, no, it's not. That's ridiculous. That's dumb. Well, that's a dumb argument to have. Again, Coffeezilla, who is extremely smart, good at making videos, and I love when he calls fake gurus out, but he is not an extremely talented debater, though I don't know what his history with debate is. This is probably, something that he's relatively new to. He's arguing against someone's opinion. It's Caleb Maddox's opinion that the YTA method is the biggest opportunity of this generation. And there's no way to prove whether he's wrong or he's right. Then Coffeezilla says, well, no, the biggest opportunity of our generation was being in on the ground floor of Facebook. No, that was the biggest opportunity 13 years ago in 2007 when Facebook was first invented. Right now, today, nobody knows what the biggest opportunity is. But 10 or 15 years from now, we'll be able to look back and say, oh, it was this. So when you're having a debate with somebody and you pick that unprovable statement to go after, unprovable and disprovable, you just get back and forth with, well, it's my opinion that it's the big. Yes, sometimes he does go after the things that are inside of the courses, and sometimes he's wrong, sometimes he's right. But in this particular case, again, it's the advertising, and he does get back to that.
No, but you're an anecdotal example. You're saying the majority. Now you're invoking statistics, and the statistics are against you on this one. Statistics show that if you go to college, you will make it's been done like a million times. Every year a new study comes out. It's like as boring as saying gravity is down and whatever. It's every year a new study comes out. Yes, college is still worth it.
Yes, every year a new study comes out. And who paid for that study? The colleges. So earlier when he was like, are they really paying for these studies that hype themselves up? Yeah. Yes, you're proving yourself wrong right here, as you say, every year a new study comes out. Who did all these studies? Like literally all studies are conducted at universities and by universities. Come on, Coffee.
Despite rising income, rising tuition, despite the fact that some people get gypped off by the system, and some people, if you're going into a sociology degree, maybe it won't make you a lot of money. The majority of people, it is worth it for. So that's just not true. Which is what I'm trying to say.
Worth it for is an opinion, right? If worth it for means that you're, as I said earlier, you're going to live in the middle of the middle class and have enough money to live comfortably and take one vacation a year, then yes, it's worth it for you. John Crestani can now easily come back and attack this opinion and say, well, but the people that I'm targeting are the ones who don't want that worth it for lifestyle. They don't want that average lifestyle. They want to be greater. They want to be better. They want to be bigger. They want to be badder. They want to be little Grant Cardones and Gary V's running around, right? So when you come up with when you back your argument with and pretend that it's fact when really it's opinion, it's not. That's subject to, well, I'm not targeting the person who thinks it's worth it for to be the middle class. I'm looking for somebody who wants to have that financial freedom lifestyle. Which are also the people who are more susceptible because, they haven't done the research to realize that financial free lifestyle comes at extreme difficulty and personal work.
Is that and also what my bone to pick with gurus is always their advertising. It's not like,
yes,
hey,
that is
John,
all you should be
one
saying.
Part of affiliate marketing. I believe you probably are an expert in affiliate marketing. But what I'm saying is, what you're saying the potential of affiliate marketing is not true for the average individual.
Yes.
Which is where I have a problem because you're selling it as if it is.
Any business period, any business period is not. Most people don't become entrepreneurs, period. Most people don't even go into the field of study that they purchased college for. Most people end up in random careers that are not associated with their major.
Right, and that's true, but even still, people with college educations, even if they're in a field unrelated to their degree, they still, on average, will make more money than someone without a degree. And over the long haul...
with a job, and then you're a slave. Then you're a slave to a job.
Having a job is...
Again, these are opinions. They're going to argue back and forth on opinions. I agree with John Crestani. I think having a job makes you somewhat of a slave to a 9-to-5 system that is going to make sure you get a raise of 2% for cost of living every 3 years, and maybe 25 years down the line you retire with a golden watch. In my opinion, yes, you're kind of a slave to the system, stuck, never being able to progress to a lifestyle we all kind of think and dream about. And then Coffeezilla laughs, and this is why I chose to make this video, because as much as I love Coffeezilla and I think that he's doing God's work, I think he's doing a fantastic job, but when he sits here and defends college and laughs and says, no, this is a great thing, he has a chemical engineering degree that he doesn't use because he makes a full-time living now off of YouTube videos, which is fantastic. But yes, you have to be willing to become an entrepreneur and chase after your dreams if you want this outrageous, crazy, awesome life of things that most people will never get, because they'll settle for the job that the chemical engineering degree will get you, instead of the YouTube and taking the risk and quitting and making videos that hopefully somebody watches. Alright, so I'm desperate to know who actually agrees with me. Do you think I was right in calling him out and saying that the 9-to-5 job and that the 9-to-5 lifestyle and that the W-2 income is not something that I think he should be promoting? It does seem a little bit contradictory when he goes after the financial fake guru people who are peddling online education, but then defend so staunchly college education, which, sure, you've got some biased studies that were done by the colleges to show that what they're selling is better for you, but in practicality, in actuality, in reality, I don't think that that is bearing out anymore. College is not working for more and more and more people, and people are getting ripped off and not making the money they were promised and not having the lifestyle they were promised, and instead they're working at Starbucks or McDonald's. And honestly, I don't think that college is a great idea unless you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. So if you agree with me, like, comment, subscribe, and whatever other shameless plugs I can do for myself that I'm just embarrassed that I even have to sit here and beg for your attention. But you know what? This video took me a little bit of time to work, so help your boy out here, okay? It's crazy out here in Seattle, all right? It's cold, it's rainy. Turning that like button from gray to a light blue is the closest thing to a blue sky I'm gonna get. Come on, man, it's the summertime. We'll catch you next time.